Great afternoon. Welcome to We Are 5/5. Yeah, I'm posting a lot right now. So, I'm uploading a video, right? And I'm on another device. I don't have another account. I only got one YouTube account, but I got another device and I'm just surfing through YouTube. I can't comment. I can't do nothing because it's just, you could just go on YouTube and there's no account name or nothing. But I come across this page. The page is called, I think it's Viable TV. VIABLE space TV. Right? And I come across this video. Knowledge is power, y'all. Don't be so hateful just because someone echoed what you said a little louder. Your prime objective should be to get the info out, not who put it out or who get the credit for it. But check this video out.
Mystery God. Absolutely no mystery God. There is no God in the sky and there is no devil under the ground. Heaven is not in the sky and hell is not under the ground. Heaven and hell are conditions of the mind, states of existence and states of being. So Jesus told us to stop looking for heaven in the sky. He said the kingdom of heaven is within you. And that we are the temples of the living God. That the living God lives in our temple, and he does not inhabit the sky, but he inhabits the higher realms of the heavens, of the realm of the secret innermost chambers of the subconscious chamber of the soul of man and woman. And this power bursts forth and emanates forth from him to set in motion a universal order based on principle and law. All of this set in motion by a divine power and a divine force that never dies. It's constant. It just changes forms. God is in man. Can't be in any man. He's got to be in the original man.
Correct.
Because if God is the first and everything comes from him, then he can't wait for anything else. He brings everything else into existence.
Correct.
There could be no white man if there were no black man.
Facts.
It is biologically and genetically impossible
You hear that?
for the recessive white man.
You bring that back a little bit for you. I want to make sure y'all heard that clearly. Now he's talking about biological shit.
He brings everything else into existence.
Listen
There
to this
could be
brother.
no white man if there were no black man.
It's a fact.
It is biologically and genetically impossible for the recessive white man to produce the dominant yellow baby. Biologically and genetically impossible for the recessive yellow man and woman to produce the dominant brown baby. Biologically and genetically impossible for the recessive brown man and woman to produce the dominant black baby. But that black man and his woman, the father and the mother of it all, can produce black, can produce brown, can produce red, can produce yellow. And if the seed runs wild or mutates in the womb of the black woman, can even produce an albino, something which is whiter than white, 180 degrees in either direction.
Knowledge is power. We got to know where we came from. We got to know what we've been through so we know not to go through that shit again. What I mean is, if you get down to a fork in the road, and if you go, last time you went right, you did a big ass circle. So when you get back to the fork, make a left. Because you're just going to stay in that same cycle. So if you don't know where you've been through, you don't know where you're going. Your past always determines your future. Always. Why that is? Because when you make a mistake, that's your past. You learn not to make the mistake again. Your past always determines your future. If you don't know where you've been through, You're not going to know what struggles you've been through. You're not going to know if you're repeating the same struggle. Think about what he just said. God lies within. There is no heaven up there. There is no hell down there. Everything is in here and in here. This temple is the temple that he's talking about. This is the church that he's talking about. It's your body. So if you're feeding your body toxins, not bad food, bad, you got a corrupt temple. You get what I'm saying? If your number one species, if God's original man is the man that you're treating like shit and put into slavery, maybe it's about time you acknowledge what's what and stop being so fearful of your place on the food chain. It is what it is. If somebody's more powerful than you, stronger than you, it is what it is. Who are you to call the ad-lib to change it? You remember what in the Bible said? The original man is God's man. God's man shall replenish the earth. It was something sort of like your seed will spread across the earth like little grains. The black race is everywhere, in every nationality. I don't care what nationality. You can't produce. You will find the black DNA in the whitest of white people. You will find that black DNA. You will find that black DNA in Chinese people, Puerto Rican people, Dominican people, Irish, French, German, Turkish, Arab. Doesn't matter what you call it today, because almost 100 years ago, that land wasn't called that. They didn't speak that language. Remember, America is the youngest nation. Remember that. We're the youngest. We speak this language that we made up. Brit don't speak like this. Remember, in America, yes, we read left to right. Remember, everywhere else in the world reads right to left. Remember, everywhere else in the world, you drive on the right side of the car, on the right side of the road. In America, you're on the left side of the car, in the left side of the road. Do you get the pattern here? America intentionally went the opposite way on everything. Just about everywhere else in the world reads right to left. America reads left to right. I think there's one place that reads up and down. It's like China or some shit. I don't remember. Told you, I don't know everything. But just about everywhere else reads right to left, up and down. Only Americans read left. That's our shit. Maybe in North America now, because, you know, we done branched out. Think about it. How was America made? America was made to capture another land from the Brits. But when they came, they turned around and said, fuck the Brits. This is our shit. That's why it's called New England. That's the original England, New England. You know what I'm saying? That's the original London. It's called New London. You get what I'm saying? That's why there's new in front of all this shit. Because that was the original. Like, what? The Bible took place in Africa, right? That means the black man is the number one race. Right? And if you say that is not true, why were they enslaved? Why do they act like animals? Why all this, that, and the third? Think about it like this. All the laws are set up against us, right? Everything is against us, right? That only comes from a people that's intimidated, that's inferior. They're inferior. So they made up a game and made up a system to make the person that is stronger than them, to make them obsolete. How many black inventors are there that invented shit? How many of them do you know? But you know about Benjamin Franklin, Christopher Columbus, fucking Tesla. You know about them motherfuckers though. But do we know about our strong black leaders that led us? That created ACs and refrigerators and all this shit? Nah, they don't teach you about that. They don't. They teach you in school about some racist motherfucker that took over shit, that created some paper with a bunch of other racist motherfuckers. Because they're like, oh, this is our forefathers, right? Well, it is what it is, nigga. The forefathers were some racist motherfuckers, so they're your forefathers. They're not mine. Why are they not my forefathers? Because when they caught up that fucking piece of paper, that piece of paper was meant to enslave me. and to give them all the benefits, but to enslave me and anyone who looks like me, anyone who I look like, anyone who I resemble, anyone who resembles me, pigmentation included, accent and vernacular included, perception included, to the point that they give you negative energy. Do you know that they affirm their kids when they're young? They taught us to do the opposite. What I mean is they tell their kids, hey, Billy, you know you could be the president, Billy? Hey, Bobby, do you know you could be a congressman, Bobby? Hey, Jimmy, do you know you could be an astronaut, Jimmy? Hey, Carl, do you know you could be the next Supreme Judge, Carl? Hey, Tom, hey, Tommy, do you know you could be a broadcast owner, Tom? They teach us to say, little nigga, you ain't gonna be shit like your father. That's what they taught us. See the difference? They live by that do as I say, not as I do mentality. What I mean is, yo, you need to live like this. Meanwhile, they living like this or like that. They even make movies that shows that either one of the parents are always dependent on some type of drug, the house is always broken, the child never listens. It's how all the movies are. But in that same token, when you look at that entitled, that mayonnaise movie, we're gonna call it mayonnaise like Charlemagne do, that mayonnaise. When that mayonnaise movie on the screen, it's always a happy household. How many happy household full of mayonnaise have you seen on TV? I've seen a bunch. A whole bunch. We can name them. Full House. We can name them. We got a whole bunch of shows that show the mayonnaise family nice and solid. Brady Bunch, all kinds of shit. Right? What we had, like, one, the Cosby Show. I don't really remember another one. I'm trying to think. I mean, granted, we can even call a happy household for what it is. They have Friends, right? Do you know prior to Friends, there was a show called Living Single, I think is what it's called? All predominant black. It's all black. All the cast members were black. They were the #1 rated show. Friends was behind them. These motherfuckers ended the show mid-season. I don't even think it completed that season. I think it was season 2 maybe or some shit. I don't remember what season it was in, but they ended the show and put Friends in its time slot. Friends was the same exact show as Living Single. Living Single was on TV. It was a bunch of friends living together. They were single, I guess, some shit like that. A few weeks, months later, Friends came out. It's always the manipulation and the killing of the black man. They make a nigga like Nino Brown. He's smart enough to make all this money. He's smart enough to capture your intrigue, your intelligence, and your energy, right? Smart enough to capture that and have you selling drugs for him. Smart enough to have you conform to his dream, to join his team, to get money on this building that's called the Carters, right? And one token, they show you that he's like a mastermind. In the same token, they show you he's a fucking idiot and that he can't even tell that Ice-T's a fucking cop. Same token, they're showing you that this black man is smart at this and he's dumb at the same time. Smart enough to capture you, manipulate you, get you to join his team, get you to join his army and get this money. That's smart enough to get you to conform your own thoughts and to join, right? But dumb enough to not know that this fucking dude is a cop, right? Then at the end of the movie, they kill his integrity by making him the top dog to tell on everybody. And these are the people that they idolize. These are the people that they put on front of the TV so your youngins can idolize. What's that mean? So your youngin can feel like he can do whatever he wants when he's young, and when it's time to face repercussion, that youngin ain't gonna have that. Cause that youngin, they're making it so the youngin don't understand that repercussion isn't really a repercussion. It's a lesson that we're trying to teach you. And since you want to be so hard-headed and go about it the hard way, your repercussion has to be just as hard and sometimes harder for you to understand. Cause that's how they made it for us to be. So they made us to be like a nigga like Tekashi. Go do some wild shit, and when it's time for you to face responsibility for your action, when it's time for you to take accountability for your action, which is wherein lies your integrity, Because now you're standing on the same stoop that you stood for when everything was going good. Now, everybody talks about, yo, these drug dealers are so bad. These drug dealers are so bad. Do you understand why drugs are frowned upon? Like, listen to what the fuck you saying. You understand why drugs are frowned upon? It's not because motherfuckers is hanging on your corners all day. That's not why. It's not because motherfuckers is breaking in your house taking shit. That's not why. It's not because motherfuckers is out there stealing. That's not why. It's not because people is out there getting shot behind drugs. That's not why. Because that's all part of the plan. There's only one thing that makes drugs illegal. You understand that, right? Only the fact that you're not paying taxes on the dollar that you make is what makes it illegal. Nothing the fuck else. Think about that. Nothing else. It's not because you're out here smoking crack, killing people, robbing people, going through your withdrawals. That's not it. It's because you don't pay taxes on it. Think about it. That's what makes purchasing clothes, gas, when you're at the gun store, when you're at the dispensary, when you're at your supermarkets, when you're at your stores buying your phones, sneakers, gold teeth, jewelry, hats, whatever, your car, your house. The only thing that makes it legal is that when you're purchasing it, the government gets its cut. You know what I mean? When you're acquiring it, when you're acquiring the funds, when you're acquiring the... Think about it. You as a purchaser have to pay taxes on what you're purchasing. The person that already owns it has to pay taxes on it. It means you never owned it. There's nothing for us here. You know what I'm saying? It's not. The game is rigged for that. The game is rigged to keep us. It's so when they be like, yo, but my guy, like you all over the place. You talk about mad different shit. I need you to stay subjugated to a particular subject. No, brother. No. Get your mind out the fucking box. They attacking us on all these fronts. You're like, yo, we need one front at a time. Nah, brother. There's millions of us. We need to attack all fronts at one time. Because all these fronts is what's keeping us down. It's all of those fronts. All of them. They have so many things that are entailed in lies, behind lies, in hidden, intertwined with other lies. Just to make sure that they keep us fucked up. So when you're addressing one thing, my guy, there's still like another 50 billion things we need to address. How many fucking 3/5 people we have in the United States? 3/5 is everyone that's not white. Because like I said in one of my other videos, I don't know who the 4/5 kind race is. That I know of is 5/5, which is the white people, and 3/5, which is the Puerto Ricans, blacks, Dominicans, Colombians, whoever comes in this country. I don't know who the 4/5 race is. I don't. I never heard of the 4/5 race. So if there is, somebody please enlighten me. Whoever it is that's watching this video, right? I don't care who you are. I don't care how big your platform is. Please, even if you say what I'm saying word for word, or you switch it up and use your own vernacular, your own vocabulary, and you put it out there, I don't care. I want you to. My mission is to get the information out there. It's not I'm not looking for credit here. That's not the type of person I am. I'm not the type of nigga that does shit for notoriety. Get what I'm saying? I'm not that. I'm not the type of person that'll give somebody on the street a little bit of money and put it on camera or tell everybody. I'm not doing it for notoriety. I'm doing it so we could get the knowledge out there. So then the actions could come after the knowledge. Because you have to know what's happened. You have to know what's important. You have to know what means something. You can't take what they saying is important as important. You can't take what they saying means something as it means something. Because what's important to you, it might not be as important to me. Get what I'm saying? So they making it seem like, yo, it's the police brutality. That's it. No, brother. No. The police brutality, that's the pawns. Those of you who know how to play chess, That's the pawns. The police brutality, that's the front line. That's the pawns. You know what I mean? Then you have your rooks, your bishops, your knights. You know what I'm saying? Then you have your queen, right? Then you have your king, your lawmaker. Get what I'm saying? Your lawmaker. That's where the difference in lies at. Not the police. Because they just doing what they told. The police, remember, you the king. You moving the pieces. Who you going to war with? The pieces? The soldiers? Or the motherfuckers telling the soldiers what to do? Because if you remember, the gangs were created because the police is the original gang. Them motherfuckers get paid to kill us. They get paid to arrest us. They get paid to take our freedoms. They get paid for that. So you have a person that don't know you, don't know what the fuck going on, and the aggressor, if he's good enough to know how to manipulate somebody, the aggressor in the situation will manipulate the cop to make the cop believe he's the victim. Now, guess what? Now, the victim is who's being prosecuted. That's because your law is so fucked up. And they got us so confused and blinded that we think it's the police that's the problem. How is the police the problem? If you have black cops, white cops, Puerto Rican cops, Asian cops, you have all different types. Obviously, it's not the police. Because the police are being told what to do. The police ain't making the decisions. They being told what to do. Stop and frisk was a law that was made so the police can stop and frisk you. They're being told what to do. So right now, they sending niggas to come rob you, and you getting mad at the niggas that's coming. You retaliating to the niggas that's coming. Like, B, you ain't making no progression. You got to knock off the head, because that body gonna follow once you knock off the head. The body only do what the brain tells it to do. You got to knock off the head so the brain don't have the receptors to go down to the body. Because I don't care how quick you blink, how quick that snap happened. It was a thought before it happened. Your brain got to tell that body part to move. The brain, the lawmakers, it's the brain. The body part, your Congress, your left wing, your right wing, your police, your bodies. Got to stop the lawmakers, man. Because it's the laws that's hindering us. It's the laws that's giving the police the power to treat us the way we being treated. It's the law. It's the law that makes me want to hate this motherfucker next door and make me go shoot they whole shit. It's the law. It's not that motherfucker. If you want to get 100, why it's not that motherfucker? Because that motherfucker across my yard, he dealing with the same fucking shit I'm dealing with. When he go outside, he got to worry about the same shit I'm worried about. So why the fuck am I fighting that motherfucker next to me? Why me and this motherfucker ain't licking together and going to get the people that made the law, that made society like that? Nah, because when that part happens, you know what they say? They say, yo, peaceful protest time. When it's time for you to defend yourself from someone who look like you, they put guns in your neighborhood so you can shoot that motherfucker, right? But when it's time for us to come together like a fist and hit them, they say, nah, it's peaceful time. Why it's all right for me to shoot you and we in the same shit, but the people that's putting us in this shit, we got to talk to them? Why? I don't understand why. Why it's all right for us to kill each other for whatever we believe in, but when it's time to actually stand up for what's right, it's time to talk now. Now it's time to talk. Tell me how many white neighborhoods are dealing with the shit that be happening in Chicago. Tell me, what white neighborhood deals with that type of shit? Just tell me one. Real shit. Give me a trailer park that motherfuckers is dying by the hundreds. Every other fucking year, Chicago's like the murder capital, my nigga. They got thug niggas telling other thug niggas not to come there. Why ain't y'all inviting all the lawmakers there, telling them to move there? Yo, why don't you all get a capture of how we live? Why don't all y'all lawmakers, all y'all people in power, why don't y'all go live in Chicago for like 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 years? You know what I mean? See what life is like. So when y'all be like, yo, people acting crazy, this and that, my nigga, people been dealing with crazy shit longer than they been alive. A lot of the crazy shit we dealing with has been passed on to us from generations before us. So what you saying is that it's all right for us to have generational madness being passed down to us in our DNA, right? But it's a fucking problem if we try to paint them the picture of the madness that they've been putting us through. Why is that a problem? Why? Why is it okay for you to violently show your emotion on anyone who looks something sort of like you? But when it's time to confront the oppressor, it's gotta be peace. Why? Why it's gotta be peace? What if every gang member got together in the United States? What if every person that shot guns got together in the United States, right? What if we all got together and we got all our peaceful protesters and we all got together? Race don't even matter. What if white people, Puerto Ricans, man, everybody got together, right? And we all picked up guns at one time. We all had guns. We don't necessarily have to point them, but we just bearing arms, physical show, in solidarity, and then talk. I didn't say act. I never said burn shit, shoot shit, never said none of that. I just said go out there, arm the fuck up. Just go out there. Just imagine that. Imagine the Million Man March, right? From back in the day. Imagine all them niggas had guns on them. Out though. On their shoulders. Not no 4 pounds. Not no handgun. Everything that take 2 hands to bang. You know what I mean? Assault rifles only. What if everybody went to the White House? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million deep. Every color person in America. Imagine every color, every oppressed person in America. Race don't matter. So every oppressed person in America went to the White House. Everybody bearing arms at one time, right? In solidarity. Saying we need to talk, need change. Change need to come now. Now. You know what I mean? Now. Change now. Because if all of us come together, when that military try to come, that U.S. military, they ain't gonna have a military to come. You know what I mean? Because everybody that's in the military, those are oppressed people too. So they should be in the march. So the only people gonna come is who? The only people that's gonna come is the enemy. It's motherfuckers from foreign soil. It's the foreigners coming, getting involved in our shit, standing up for the oppressor. Now, there goes your targets, which is why everybody should be armed. Because it seemed like the way America rolls, America sit back like they the kingpin like this. Like, man, listen, I got nuclear weapons. I don't got to listen to shit you got to say because I'll blow up your whole fucking country. That's how America rolls, right? So what that tell you? That means America only respect equal power. That means you got to go to America like, nigga, I got nuclear shit too. I'll blow your shit up. Then they'll fall back like, all right, that means you worthy. So that means in America, you got to have weapons to even come to the table, to even speak, because that's how they run shit. That's what they respect. Obviously, they don't respect nothing else. That's why they go into these third world countries. They go into these governments and arm the militias so they can overthrow their government. So then they can have a peaceful, free world. How you telling them what's peaceful and free? How? You don't know what the fuck they've been going through for the last 3,000 years. When you got oppressed people in your own country, why you worried about somebody else instead of worrying about yourself first? How they say, don't worry about your neighbor's backyard when your backyard look like shit. Mow your own grass. We are America's backyard. True shit. Like, we so busy going into all these other countries, making these treaties for what? What's the treaty for? For what? What we want a one world order for? For what? What's the end result? The end result is when your country acts up, they're going to bring soldiers from across the borders. So your soldiers have no ties to your victims, the government's victims, because that's who we all are, victims. Because when that new world order come and that martial law come and we out here standing up for our rights and we don't want to go in the house because we tired of being like not viewed as equal, and them soldiers come and they Russian, and they all these other from other places with other flags on they shit, and they shit don't say home of the brave, and say some New World Order shit, then you'll understand why they're so willing to defund the police department. Because when you defund them, we're basically helping them get to this 2030 fucking killing of mass people, I guess. They're trying to bring down the population, B. Open them brains, man. Make y'all day great. We are 5/5, you heard? I gotta go take care of some house shit. You hear that noise, man? That means I'm lacking. I'm lacking.